What is going on, lunatics? Guys, we are looking at one massive question. How soon can we get Luna Classic to 1 cent? Now, I know I've come to you before talking about $1. I've come to you before talking about 10 cents. Now we're going to talk about a penny. And surprisingly, the difference is not that much. And we're going to take a look at that right after the jump. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid.
All right, guys, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the price action right here. We've got Luna trading at 29,437. We're in this little channel right here. It seems to be just this kind of idling sideways. I mean, we're seeing it. We had this little downward sort of pattern, but it seems like we've kind of started moving towards the upside. People are getting excited about what's going to happen on Monday when we see the next level of burn. The level of excitement, the enthusiasm is going to continue as we continue to do these burns, but we do have a channel where we found a little bit of comfort and support, and it's right along this line. You can see it right here. Every time we dip down below it, we go back up, but we're not pushing up. And remember, this chop right here that we're looking at, this up and down sort of action, this was good for traders, but we're not having trading volume right now. What we're having right now is just sideways action. Now that's a concern for anybody, by the way. So, let's call it for what it is. We should be concerned when we don't see a lot of chop and a lot of trading like this, because that means that the enthusiasm for the average investor just popping in and out and making some moves and trying to pump the price, that has faded, and we're waiting for that to come back. But I'm going to go over here and look at the Luna Penguins. You can see right here we burned 4.63 billion. We burned 2.9 million of the USTC. These are not significant amounts of burns. We come over here and we look at the top burners right now. We're going to be sitting at right around 13 million, maybe 13,300,000, something along those lines. And yeah, we're going to come in around 13,300,000. It's a little bit higher, but I'm just taking the biggest ones because that's what we're looking at. Now, the important thing here is to consider, we've gone over the Repeg, and here is the deal. If we have a 60% collateralization on the Repeg with USTN, not USTC, but USTN, if we have a 60% collateralization, then that means that 60% of every dollar in USTN that is bought is going to be used in order to burn the Luna Classic, which in this situation is, I think, being called LUNT. I'm not sure what the name there, how we're going to refer to that going forward, but just for the purpose of this, we're going to call it LUNC for right now. So every time you put, and remember, we're not stable. This is an algorithmic fungible token that's designed to stay as close to $1 as possible. Now, that being said, if you move $100 over there, then it will burn $100 worth of Luna Classic. Then when you sell, you'll get your money back. So there's probably going to be some chop and some trading. Now we look here and we see the 24-hour volume on our Terra Classic USTC as we sit right now is about 8.2 million. 60% of that's going to be about 4.8. But the important thing is we really need to look at, what are we doing every day? And when you start to go through these days, then you'll see that we've had 20, 30, and $40 million days in just the trading volume. Now you're seeing this sort of die. This is dying because it's no longer part of the ecosystem. We can see it withering away. We need to come up with, what is the number? What is the average amount of volume being traded on this every single day? And as we get into these numbers, then, what I'm seeing right here is when we're in the area that we are right now, the average amount being traded in and out on USTC every day is about 30 million. So we come over here to my sheet here, and I've changed everything to a penny, but 60% of 30 million is 18 million per day. So if we consider that we were doing 18 million per day, once the Repeg happens, and we still, by the way, I still have not, I know I keep promising you a dilution number because it's going to extend this a little bit further. But I mean, guys, look at this number right here. We're talking about a full number of 96 days. And that takes into consideration our current price. I do have the current price pegged in or thereabout at 302938. But we're looking to, what we're looking for is what's the value going to be, right? So this is 6.9 trillion and we're looking at 6.9 trillion over, right? So what I did is I took 10 billion is going to be the more operable number. And I said, well, instead of let's have a trillion, let's burn 5.9 trillion supply. How long would it take to burn 5.9 trillion supply in order to get us to this number, right? If we can also do this, by the way, just for the people that want to see it. This is what it would be like if we were doing 10 billion. And if the goal was 10 billion remaining tokens, then the number would be about 112 days. So you can see there's a significant sort of variance here between where we were before and where we are now. And that is because when we were doing this before, if you remember, we were looking at about 6 million based on the current price. But once I started to look at the current price, and I realized we're not using a real number there. We're using just what I saw that day, which was roughly 10 to 12 million. So we went with 6 million as we were doing it. And that is just not an accurate display. This thing trades in the 30, 40, 50 million per day sort of level. And as a brand new AFT, I am fairly certain that we're going to be using it as transactional means because remember, we don't have USTC, we won't have KRTC or any of the other stables that were in that sort of ecosystem. So the only thing that we'll be able to trade our money for is going to be that USTN. So we're going to pull our money out, we're going to put our money back in, et cetera, and then that's going to start getting traded on other exchanges as well. This is only going to help the ecosystem. So guys, I don't know about you, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell to be notified of new content, and leave a comment down below. But I feel like this repegging mechanism is going to be a game changer because here's the other part. There is no new minting process. The only new minting process is what we were talking about, where we were going to add about 500 billion, right? So if we were to take that into consideration and we were to add 5 billion to this top number and turn it into 7.4 trillion, then that only adds 11 days to where this burn is. So I think everybody should be kind of excited right now. And again, this is not financial advice, and I'm not telling you that it's going to take 112 days. What I'm telling you is this: with no dilution, with the price staying right where it is right now, being suppressed, being artificially kept down, just being at this trading level right now, with no up or down from where it is right now, then we would burn enough supply to be at a penny in 112 days. It's not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. And I'm telling you that this is a massive sort of number that we're looking at. It's probably a little bit bigger than that when we really start to get it happening, but there's a lot coming. And I hope that you're here for the ride with. We'll talk to you again soon.
I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get